Good morning, dear students. We will be sending you video and assignments related to your syllabus to keep you engaged during this lockdown period. Go through the video and the notes, and then you will practice the questions that I will give you in your practice notebook. Happy learning, dear. We will begin with the writing skills, and the first topic will be notice writing. So let's learn how to write a notice. A written or printed announcement in order to inform a large number of people about something that has happened or is about to happen. So this is what notice is. This can be about lost or found report, an announcement, an invitation, or any other information that can be put on a notice board in an office, school, college, university, club, etc. So, this is what a basic information is required before writing a notice. What is it used for, and how, and for what subjects you can use it. Now let's move on to the next slide, which is format of a notice. So basically, the first thing that we are going to write on the notice is the name of the organization, then a notice. Then we are going to put upon it a date. Then there will be headline, heading, content. In content, what we have to write is what, when, where, who, and whom to contact. So these 5 points should be included in your notice once you are going to write the content for the question that you will get. And then after leaving a line, you are going to write name and designation of the person who is writing this notice. But the first thing that you have to keep in mind is that you have to put all these details into a box. Without box, your notice is incomplete. Let's move on to the next slide, which is what it must include. If you look into the picture beside it, you will be able to see the 5 W's as we have already discussed. What, where, when, who. Here why is given. We are not going to include why. It is whom to contact. So let's go through the details now. What? What is the notice about? The notice should be clear about what is going to happen. Event or what has already happened. Occasion. It's just one and the same thing. You don't have to get confused about it. Then the next one is where. If the notice is about an event, then the location of such an event must be written clearly. Then afterwards, when. This is the time and the date of the event or meeting. If possible, the duration of the event should also be mentioned so people can schedule their time accordingly. Now the next one is who. This will be who the notice is addressed to, who all are supposed to adhere to the notice, should be clearly mentioned to avoid confusion. Then the last one, whom. And final details should be whom to contact or get in touch with. This mentions who the appropriate authority is to contact. Now let's move on to the next one. Let's see what is there for us. Tips to remember. So now every writing skill has some tips which we need to remember before writing it. If we will keep these tips in our mind, we will be able to write a better writing skill. Let's see what are the tips. Okay, the first one is always write the notice in third person avoid first person. Then there is the next one. Information given should be to the point and precise. You don't have to write it for the whole paragraph. You have to just write small points and that is it. Use formal and simple language to form your sentences. Present your notice in proper format in a box. The presentation should be neat and thus appealing to the eye. Okay, this is the first example which we can also name as specimen 1 and this is the lost issue. Jatin, a student of class 6th in Happy Home Public School, has lost his English book somewhere in the school library. He decided to put up a notice on the student's notice board. Write the notice in about 50 words giving all necessary details. Make sure to put it in a box. So as you can look at the example solved given in this slide, the first thing that we have we can see is the box and then the name of the organization as given in the question, Happy Home Public School, Rohini. After in the next line, notice. Both these things need to be mentioned in capital letters. You are not going to write it in the small ones. Then in the next line, left corner, you are going to mention the date on which day you are writing it. Then after that, in the next line, you are going to give a heading as per the format. So this is the lost case. So I have mentioned here lost, lost, lost. Even we can write lost a book, lost an English book. Such headings you can write, but it should be small and precise. You are not going to write a very long heading. Then after leaving a line, you are going to start with the content. So the content says, an English book titled Ease with English for class 6th has been lost somewhere in the school library. It is a book with the name Jatin written on its first page. Whosoever finds the book is requested to return it to the undersigned at the earliest. A good treat with heartfelt thanks is promised. Then after leaving a line, write the name of the person given in the question and then it's his or hers designation. So here we don't have any other designation as we can see that he's a student of class 6. So in the brackets we are going to mention student, comma 6. Now the first example is giving you a very detailed idea about how you are going to write your notice. As we have seen the details, so in this detail you can even mention some other things. Like if I'll see, you can mention in which period you have lost it, in which period you were there for the your library period, and even you can mention where you were sitting in the library. So these details can be added up in it. So let's move on to the next specimen. Okay, this specimen is about event. A painting competition is to be organized in the school on the occasion of Children's Day of classes 6th to 8th. Who can participate in it? As the art teacher of Ganga Public School, prepare a notice informing students about the same, giving the relevant details. So this is a question where an event has been organized by the school, by the art teacher of the school, and this is on the occasion of Children's Day and there is a painting competition. So now this art teacher is going to give all these necessary details to the students of Ganga Public School so that they can participate in it. So again, the first thing that we can see is a box which is mandatory for you to draw. Then after that, name of the school. In the next line, notice in capital letters. In the next line, the date. You can, I guess, consider the date format now here because you have seen it thrice. So the date is going to be written in the same format. You are not going to write it as you write in the left corner of your notebook. That is not the correct manner. The correct manner to write the date is the given here in the slide. Then in the next line, painting competition is the heading for this notice. Then in the next line, we are going to leave the next line. And then in the next line, we are going to write a painting competition will be organized for the students of class 6 to 8 to celebrate the Teacher's Day. Following are the details. Now there is date mentioned, time, venue. In the next line, students have to bring their own art material. The topic will be given on the spot. Attractive prizes will be given to the winners. For more information, contact the undersigned. Leave a line, write any name, or even you can write your art teacher name and then in the brackets, art teacher. Now you can see how the details have been mentioned here. The details have been mentioned in points form, like date is given in a particular line, time is given in the next line, venue is given in the next line. You can write it in a paragraph format as well and in this format also. So this is basically notice writing and how you are going to write it. Is that clear? If you have any doubt, you can send me the message personally and I will be able to solve it out for you there. And rest, I am going to give you 4 questions related to it. You have to solve it and then we are going to discuss it. Thank you.